intentional uniqueness. And so God has created each of us with unique strengths and even like, I think I put dispositions and passions. And so we should maximize those.
Yeah. And I think, and not to embarrass you, but if anybody exudes that more, please let me know, other than Brother Gabe, because I mean, you have your hand in so many different things, but the reason is one, you're willing, but two is because you do have this talent about you, which is, even if you don't necessarily know something right away, you will study it and you'll read about it and you'll watch videos on it and you'll listen to
Google.
I mean, you'll immerse yourself in it to figure out how you can become the best at it as all possible. And anything that you're involved in our church, everybody can see that it's just different. So, for example, you do the screens for when people preach and you put the message screen up behind it. Mm-hmm. And when you very first started, like, we still thought they wwere cool, but if you compare to those early day ones to what you're doing now, it's like totally the night and day.
I have a photo album on my phone.
and it's not just because you've been creating them for so long, but it's because you immersed yourself in that and you started figuring out how can I make them better. You started reading up on the program that you use and all these different ways to clip this and move this. And it's just, you really developed that little seed that God planted in there, because if you didn't, then, I mean, I don't know how much of an effect it would have on the service, but I do know when that goes up there, it kind of sets a mood and people kind of have a better understanding, maybe the direction that the message is supposed to be going.
Right,
and sometimes, so it's actually, I feel like it's such a critical part of our church now that we didn't have before, but if you hadn't developed that, then who knows what would have happened.
Well, I appreciate that. And I do think that that's what part of what we're talking about is we need to, I interrupt myself all the time on these podcasts, but somebody pretty close to me was trying to figure out how to do the same exact program, Photoshop. And I had just kind of been getting into it. I barely knew how to open Photoshop. I mean, I could open it, but I didn't know what the tools were. It was intimidating, all these tools and different things.
There's a lot.
And we had somebody move away that did anything that we did do, which wasn't a whole lot, but when we did, and they were very good. And they had shown me a couple things, but I didn't really know what to do. So I was like, well, I have to learn this. So it's kind of like being thrown in the deep end. And so anyway, this person that's close to me, they wanted to kind of learn, and they were like, thinking about maybe taking a class and buying a book. That might give away age, but and so I what I did, and there's so much I still need to learn and all of that, but what I did is I got on YouTube, just watched all kinds of stuff, started doing it, and then I found this 40-hour course, free course on YouTube, posted. It was a playlist, 40 hours, and I just immersed myself in it. And then I would bounce out of it and do other stuff as I was learning more, and so I was telling them, you just do it. Just dive in and do it. Now, there's a huge time factor there. Yeah. And so that would be, and some people might be technologically challenged or whatever, but so there's a few things that can hold you back. But I guess what I'm saying is dive in with both feet. Yeah. And, so we kind of got off track there, but with the intentional uniqueness, I guess, is whatever that gift or talent or leaning that you have. So I enjoy that stuff. Yeah. I like it, and I hadn't done it before, but I like it. And I had done video stuff a little bit, and so it's at least in that world. Right. And so I dived in. But if each of us, like I know a lot of Sunday school leaders across, the nation, and we're all different. Yeah. But it's like people can thrive in that difference. Yep. And so instead of us looking and saying, oh, I wish I was like that person, or I wish I was like that Sunday school,
You're unique and one of a kind, and you should be proud of who you are and try to grow all those unique parts about yourself. And don't be looking at somebody else that has a different talent than you and be like, oh, I want to have that instead.
Yeah.
You want to trade yours away or something like that. It's like, no, I got this special gift from God. I'm going to find out any area of the church that I can use it in, and I'm going to grow it every single day and try to get better at it and better at it. And so it's critical, because the longer you nourish the seed, the more likely it's going to fully mature into that tree or whatever. I used an example one time in chapel where I actually bought sequoia seeds. So the sequoia is the largest tree in the world.
Yeah, the big
people often think of redwoods, but redwoods are very wide, but not. Sequoias are overall the largest tree species in the world. I mean, they grow massive. I wish I remember the numbers off the top of my head, but the seeds are like actually pretty small.
Oh, wow.
And so I talked about like, we're all unique and one of a kind, and if we use the talents that God's given us and actually nourish them, we can grow into this mighty tree. And so these tiny little seeds, if we don't do anything with these, they're just tiny little, they don't look like nothing. Smaller than a sunflower seed. But if you put them in the ground, if you nourish them with water, if you give them a good soil and you put them in a good spot, eventually with that, they'll grow into this mighty big tree. And that's how we all are. If we'll just take these unique talents and nourish them like you have and like so many of us have, it's hard to say what God can do. It's beyond our imagination.
That could be like a series. You could do that for like, this is our summer series or something.
Yeah.